everyone, don't forget to follow me on these social media platforms to stay up to date with video content along with interacting with me directly on all your favorite topics and discussions via Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you, and let's begin. What is going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another episode of this week's Dragon Ball Q&A video, where today we have lots of awesome questions to go through, courtesy of your questions having to be posted down below. And before I begin, I do want to let you guys know that each individual question posted onto this video is going to be directly reflected onto you guys, as I would like to know your answers as to each question posted down the comment section below. And of course, if you guys have any questions to ask me of your own, it pertains to Dragon Ball, make sure to go on ahead and drop your questions down the comment section below. And again, if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to go on ahead and punch that subscribe button and enable all notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel, in conjunction to news, information, updates, and discussions, hashtag notification squad. And the final plug for this video, in case you guys are not subscribed to my second and third channels, you guys can go on ahead and find the links to those down in the description box for Unreal Network and for Unreal Vlogs, for behind the scenes footage and tons of awesome content on there that you will not get to find on here. So without wasting any more time, let's go on ahead and begin with our very first question of the day, which is from Oscar. Hey Unreal, I'm a new subscriber to your channel and I love the content that you put out. Thank you, man. It's truly unique and it keeps me entertained and informed when watching the show. I wanted to ask you this and seeing where you stand, because I feel like you're one of the very few YouTubers who responds to people, especially at the level that you're at. Also, congrats on 407,000 subscribers, bro. Thank you so much, man. The goal is to hit at least close to 500k by the end of the year. Question 1, I like your idea of having Golden Frieza fight Kafla, but do you think Frieza would struggle against her, or would she be an actual threat? Question 2, what are your thoughts on Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegito, or Super Saiyan Blue Vegito versus Jiren? Question 3, do you think we will see the androids involved in any fight soon? What's your opinion on them now? Question 4, Toppo versus Vegeta, what are your thoughts? Well, thank you so much for the questions. To answer your first question, I think it's more suitable in having Frieza be the one to fight the fusion of Kafla or Kefura, in the idea that I feel like it was foreshadowed when he told Kaba, after I'm done with you, I'm gonna go play with your friends. And I feel like even though Frieza hasn't done much in this tournament, aside from torturing people and whatnot, I want to see Frieza throw down. I want to see Frieza actually get down with a high caliber like fighter, and I feel like having Kafla or Kefura's fusion achieve Super Saiyan 3 would be enough in forcing Frieza to actually try and actually caring about this tournament as a whole. I feel like saving Frieza until the very end is kind of cliche because we're all already expecting that. However, imagine if this fusion of Kefura actually gets the better of Goku and forcing Frieza now to jump in and having somewhat of an exchange with her, given the fact that I think that Kefura's fusion is definitely going to be superior to final form Frieza. However, I think, in my opinion, true Golden Frieza stomps Kefura's fusion. Looking at how much, durable and how powerful Frieza had gotten ever since coming back in Dragon Ball, I think that it's safe to say that Golden Frieza, in my opinion, would stomp out Super Saiyan 3 Kafla or Kefura. But regardless of that situation, I think that it's just suitable to see Frieza fight these girls because, number one, they're female Saiyans, and I think that Frieza has a deep history with the Saiyans, and I think that especially them being females, he would be a bit more devious and sexist towards them. So I think that seeing Frieza mock them in trying to taunt their power and essentially just getting under their skin, I think that that'll be great to see, especially if Frieza tells them, hey, back in my universe, I wiped out your entire planet, and when I'm done with you, I may actually use the Dragon Balls to revive your universe just to wipe out your planet. So I want to see Frieza fight Kefura. I think that final form Frieza may actually have a bit of trouble with a potential Super Saiyan 3 Kafla, but by the end of it, I want to see a true Golden Frieza versus a full-powered Super Saiyan 3 Kefura, in the idea that I personally feel as if it would be a bloodbath. So if you guys have different opinions, let me know down below. Now, to answer your second question, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito versus Jiren. Actually, as you guys can see on screen, I recently did a breakdown video, a what-if video, surrounding, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and Jiren. So in case you guys missed that video, go on ahead and check that video out. I will be doing a massive community response to that video as well, but I highly encourage you guys to check that out because myself and Emish's live actually went more in depth with why we think the way we thought of during that, situation with Vegito and Jiren. Jiren, and I think that you guys would more or less enjoy this. So in my opinion, seeing them fight would be amazing. I think that Ultra Instinct Vegito would be a bit too much, obviously overkill, but in terms of Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, potentially using Kaioken times 10, Kaioken times 20, we discussed more or less everything about that in that video. So I highly encourage you guys to check that video out. Drop your comments in that video. It pertains to Jiren versus Vegito, because again, I am going to be doing a community response, so make sure you guys check that video out and let me know what you think. So to answer your third question, the androids, they are seriously dropping the ball on the androids, and I want to see Android 18 more involved. I want to see Android 17 more involved. How come they're actually keeping the androids in the shadows? If anything, give us more of Android 17. I don't understand why Android 18 still hasn't been eliminated. I personally feel as if she has to go, and I'm not saying that because I hate the character. I'm just saying that because right now she's not doing anything, so get her out of there. If anything, have 17 fight Dispo, have 17 fight Kefura, have 17 fight Toppo, have 17 do something. Don't just lazy boy him around and him not doing anything at all. I want to see 17 more involved in this story, in the idea that 17 has a lot to provide, given the fact that he fought Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and as a character, he has a lot of skill sets that can be utilized in this tournament. I'm not saying have 17 fight Jiren, because Jiren would utterly shit stomp Android 17, no question about that. But what I'm saying is have 17 fight people like Toppo, you know, Dispo, Kefura, have them do something more or less involved with the Namekians from Universe 6. Don't just have them standing around. So I don't really have an opinion. I don't have an opinion on them because they haven't done anything. Granted, they fought fodder characters, but I want to see 17 fight a high caliber like fighter just to see what happens in the overall outcome of 17 having to battle that character. Of course, I would have loved to see 17 versus Hit, 17 versus, you know, Kale in her Berserker form. Stuff like that would have been cool. But, you know, ultimately enough for me, I want to see them more involved. I personally want to see Android 18 get wrung out because, again, I think that she's well over her time and she hasn't done much, so I feel like it's more suitable to keep her brother in here because I feel like Android 17 has more to offer. So with that being said, my opinion on the androids stands that I feel like they can do more, but I have no idea why they're keeping them away. So until we see more, then I'll have a more of an opinion as to what they're doing. But to answer your final question, Vegeta versus Toppo, once again, I did a full breakdown video with Bubbles talking about the potential of the outcome of between Vegeta and Toppo. So if you guys have missed that video out, make sure to go on ahead and check it out. It's a very fun video, a fun discussion. So make sure you guys check that video out and let me know in that video whether or not you guys agree or disagree with Toppo and Vegeta's outcome. We did state our opinions on there. So if you guys want to see more or less Vegeta versus Toppo in that discussion, you guys can head on over and check that video out. So anyways, Mr. Oscar, thank you so much for your questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Kevin. Hey Alex, I have 4 questions for your next Q&A video. People seem to think that Frieza is being kept in the shadows and will be revealed at the end as the main villain. What do you think about this? Because I think it's stupid or retarded. Question 2, do you think Vegeta has a new level of power? If so, what? I think he has something that will put him above Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku. Definitely not Ultra Instinct Goku though. Question 3, what are your thoughts on Ribrianne somehow outlasting Hit in the tournament? That's going to cause problems. Question 4, finally, how long do you think Universe 6 will last now that Hit is gone? Love your content, Alex. You cheer me up whenever I'm not happy. Keep doing what you're doing and have an awesome day. Bro, thank you so much. I hope you're having an awesome day as well, and God bless you for enjoying the channel. Now, to answer your first question, I think that Frieza is definitely being kept for something because most likely every single episode that goes by, we see something from him to a degree where he talks about the gods, he seems to be plotting something, he's very devious and very cunning with how he approaches certain situations, and I think that instead of him being revealed as the main villain, he might be revealed at the very end in deceiving his own universe, because just because he's not quote-unquote being portrayed as the main antagonist of the show doesn't mean that he's not going to be anything important by the very end. I think that in this tournament, he is the only one that has a very sinister motive in the idea that he wants to control the gods, and we don't really know truly as to what he really wants other than manipulating the gods and potentially having his life be restored. But aside from that, I mean, he definitely has something brewing, and they're writing Frieza off in this arc in a very unique way to where you'll never really know what he's truly up to, because he seems to keep everything to himself. He's not really engaging that much, he's not doing as much, and that's where I feel like maybe they ought to have him do something in this tournament for once, because as I just said, he's not doing much to begin with. So for me, I think that at the very end, if he's still around, he's going to in some way, shape, or form ring out Goku. I think if anything, the plot may set itself up for Frieza being the last warrior in the ring. It is possible for that to happen, and I personally think that, judging based on accordance, he is going to possibly win the Dragon Balls over if in fact they write him off as being the winner, but not before Goku ringing out Jiren if that's the case. So again, it's a little unpredictable to go into the actual ending because we don't know for sure, but I'm telling you right now, man, don't sleep on Frieza, because he's gonna be there at the very end. Now, to answer your second question, do I think Vegeta has a new level of power? It's kind of hard to say because we don't know what Vegeta has been doing. We don't know significantly enough like what kind of training he's done, or if his newfound technique or power even surpasses Super Saiyan Blue Goku to begin with in terms of Kaioken times 20. Do I see him having any sort of chance against Jiren? No, at least not now. I feel like his Super Saiyan Blue power would wear off, and I think that Jiren would ultimately beat him into the ground. However, if he does have a new level of power, I could see it being an actual transformation instead of ability, like Goku learning Ultra Instinct. That may potentially put him above Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku. But even with that being said, I don't see it happening now. I would love for Vegeta to get a new power after this arc, because it'll be more of a Vegeta-centric type episode if they were to do that, because this entire arc seems to be focusing more on Goku and his inevitable rematch with the Jiren. So I think that by the very end, if given, you know, the right circumstance, he ought to have a new power after this arc instead of giving it to him now and then having him be complete fodder by the end. Now, to answer your third question, Ribrianne outlasting Hit. That is a huge problem of mine, because why is Ribrianne still in the tournament, man? Hashtag death to Ribrianne, because I have no idea why she's here. I feel like the more the fandom expresses themselves in seeing her, the more Toei Akira Toriyama is prone to just giving us this character whenever we just don't call for it. I think, and for me, every single episode that does not feature Ribrianne is a very good episode, because every single time she's involved, it's like, dude, it's cringeworthy. It's cringeworthy to see, you know, the way she operates and the way she does things, and I just personally feel that she's definitely not needed here. But her outlasting Hit, obviously it's for plot device. They used, just the overall essence of Ribrianne as a ploy, and Jiren as a ploy to ring out Hit. And I think that Ribrianne, sadly enough, is still going to last for a very long time. I don't know how long she's going to be here, but you can expect her to last very long, possibly until the very end. Maybe someone rings her out, because it's crazy how as we approach, you know, the finale of the Tournament of Power, she's still here, and that's a problem, because our boy Hit got fodderized by the strongest dude and wasn't even given a chance. And I feel like hopefully enough, you know, Frieza or Kafla, somebody shows up to where they ring her out, because I think it's ridiculous that she's even here to begin with. Now, to answer your final question, how long is Universe 6 going to last? This video is being made before the spoilers, so I think that Universe 6 is going to last quite long with this new Kefra fusion being involved. Although I might be wrong on that, but who knows? I mean, they might actually switch it up on us to begin with. But I just personally feel like they are going to last a bit longer with this new fusion here. However, once the fusion wears off between Caulifla and Kale, I think that at that given point, they're going to be prone to getting wrung out, and I think that if anything, they might be the actual third universe to withstand in being one of the last three involved. I think that by the end, it's definitely going to be Universe 7 and 11, but by the end of it, I think that once their fusion burns out, they are finished. So, but anyways, my friend, thank you so much for the questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Carnage372. Hey, love your channel and discussions over Dragon Ball Super. Thank you. So here are my questions. If Goku obtained Ultra Instinct again, and he found a weakness in Jiren, what would that weakness be? That's kind of difficult to say because Jiren hasn't exploited any weaknesses yet, so we don't know, you know, what his key weaknesses are. I would have to assume that if you were to be able to do something to his eyes, because his eyes, that glare that he always has, that seems to be something where it affects the outcome of the fight. More notably, he, you know, had a giant barrier protecting him from hit. He used his own glare to condense a massive super spirit bomb into literally a tiny little black hole. That glare of his is a problem. So I think that if Goku were to be able to do something to prevent him from further using that glare, it might help him. But as opposed to weaknesses, I don't know if Jiren even actually has a weakness, because the way he's being portrayed, he's supposed to be a character that rivals and potentially surpasses a god of destruction in terms of power. And that is super scary because no other person in Dragon Ball, with arguably possibly Vegito, was introduced to even come close to that kind of power. So I don't think that we are going to find out about Jiren's weaknesses yet. I think that once the very end of the tournament boils over, we're going to see more of what they could do against him. But I don't really see Jiren having any weakness, to be honest. If you guys feel differently about his weaknesses, let me know down below if you guys believe that maybe, you know, his eyes are his weakness, or maybe his own ki, maybe somehow Goku can try to break through his barrier. I mean, who knows? Jiren is a formidable fighter. I mean, he is a dominant threat, but in terms of his weaknesses, I don't even know if Goku can find that out. I'm pretty sure he will at some given point based on plot, but as of now, we know nothing about that, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Anyways, Carnage, thank you so much for your questions, bro, and I hope you have a fantastic day, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Solitaire Mario Plays. Question 1, how strong is Vegeta compared to Jiren after his training? Question 2, how strong is Frieza after his mental training compared to Beerus and the other gods? Well, to answer your first question, we don't know. To answer your second question, we don't know. And the reason why I am adding these two questions together is because I'm pretty certain that Vegeta has gotten stronger. However, comparing him to a relative Jiren, who is lowballed, you know, at best right now because he hasn't displayed his full strength, is scary because we don't know fully as to what he's capable of. However, I'm not going to downplay Vegeta. I think that he has achieved a higher power, or at least something that can make him relative in competing with the Jiren. Even though Jiren shit stomps, I think that Vegeta is going to tap into something that may help him. But by the very end, if it's not a new power or transformation or ability, he's screwed. And for Frieza, I would have to put Frieza below the gods. I don't think that true Golden Frieza is stronger than Beerus or Vermouth or Champa or any of these dudes. Considering how Super Saiyan Blue wasn't anything to measure up with in the manga and the anime, I don't think that Frieza is stacked up to be compared to the gods yet. I think that, if anything, he is very interested in learning about Ultra Instinct and trying to figure out ways in preventing the gods from getting further, or at least, you know, being in their position. So Frieza for me, and that's the flaw of Frieza, man. He hasn't done anything to showcase his full power here. This is the perfect time for Frieza to come in there and fight someone at full strength just to show off his skills and saying, look, I am the be-all, end-all killer of Universe 7. Don't cross me. And that would have been great to see, but I don't think we're going to see that maybe until the finale, which goes back to the very first question. I would love to see him fight Kefra, but the chances of that is very low because we don't know how Frieza is going to stack up to everyone else. But Vegeta, compared to Jiren, I think it's incomparable because Jiren is on a whole different level. Unless Vegeta unlocks something different, then we can say for sure. So, but anyways, Mario, thank you so much for your questions, bro, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And once again, everybody, thank you all so very much for watching this edition of Dragon Ball Q&A episode 52. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button, guys. Enable all notifications by clicking that bell icon because that definitely helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to be up to date with all latest videos, I highly encourage you guys to click that notification bar. And again, don't forget to drop a like down below, as that does help the channel out greatly as well. If you guys have any questions of your own to drop in pertains of the upcoming video, for the next Q&A video, make sure to go on ahead and drop your questions down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace!